go into marriage. And I only want to discuss one important thing in marriage based on my own experience and the experience of other people that I have encouraged, that I've talked to about their domestic problems. What I mean by domestic problems are things that actually happen from time to time between couples, little things that cause problem in marriage. And one of those factors is sex. Sexual intercourse is very important in every marital home. Sexual intercourse, I repeat, is the most important thing in marriage. And it's the most unique thing in our marriage. It's a holy thing. It has to be between husband and wife. Because when I'm talking about marriage, marriage is not only mommy and daddy. It's marriage leads to home. That is, with time, God begins to multiply you. You begin to have children. You know, as a matter of fact, you become a big family. But when I'm talking about sex now, I am talking about sex between husband and wife, between couples. And it has to be sacred, that is holy thing. It has to be purely between husband and wife. Let me first of all tell you that when you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 11, he made us to realize that if two lie together, then they have heat. He said, but how can one be warmed alone? If you look at that statement critically, you will find out that it's actually that God approved sex. It's very important. The reason why you and your husband, or why you and your wife married, is because of sex. Don't let us deceive ourselves. It's because of sex, purely sex. So, and I don't know why it has to cause problem in home, in our marriage. We have to look at it in this way. Even Brother Paul encouraged us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. He said, but if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. So it shows that marriage is purely for sex. There are a lot of advantage that comes after that. Maybe it can lead to pregnancy, fruit of the womb, then we have children, we begin to multiply. This is 100%. But the reason why you marry your husband, the reason why you marry your wife is because of sex. And it's the most unique aspect of it. No. Though sex is very crucial in marriage, and it's approved by God, who happened to be the owner of marriage. He created Adam and Eve. He put them in the garden. He actually told them, be multiply. So multiply is like have sex and begin to have children. Have sex and begin to have children. So why is it difficult for us now when it comes to sex or sexual intercourse that we allow devil to use that means to destroy our home, our joy? Let us now put it aside. Before you become a Christian, or before you become a religion person, I don't know your religion, because marriage is not only for Christian, it's not only for Muslim, it's for everyone, it's for the world. So, when you start dating yourself, if you to be sincere with yourself, we have to be sincere with ourselves. Why are you dating a woman? Why a woman dating a man? It's purely because of sex. Purely because many people shy away from it. We don't want to talk about it when it comes to sex, when it comes to sexual intercourse. We don't want to talk about it. So I'm using this opportunity to encourage our brothers and sisters over there that look, in your marriage, in your home, don't let devil to destroy you. The purpose of marriage, the most important things in your marriage is sex. I am not saying we should abuse sex, not because we are saying sex and we begin to use ourselves as some. No, I am only saying that, look, we must not use sex as a punishment. No woman should use sex as a punishment to her husband, or a man as a punishment to her wife. To his wife, I'm sorry. Brother Paul go further. When you look at verse 10, he said, let no one of us deny ourselves. When you look at verse 9 of, verse 10 of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9, he admonished. Let's say even it's a commandment that do not deny yourselves of sins, except when there is a mutual agreement between you and your husband for a reason. And when the thing is over, then continue having sex. He says, so that you do not allow the devil to tempt you. Marriage is ordained by God. And whatever that is created by God, devil is always after it. The main purpose of devil is to destroy your home. And it will come in those areas that he knows is the most important. Marriage is very, very important. Apart from what I'm saying, marriage brings intimacy between husband and wife. It is this sex that will make you and your husband to have more intimacy. I'm not saying sex is the only way to have intimacy between you and your wife, but sex plays a lot of role when it comes to intimacy between husband and wife. A lot of roles. It has great and crucial roles in our home. Don't let us use these means to punish ourselves. We should use it to build our home, to build our relationship. When we look at 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 4, it says, wife does not have power over her own body. It is your husband that has power over your body. And a man does not have power over his own body, but his wife does. So that is the reason why we must know that what I have, whenever my wife needs it, I must give myself. When I need my wife is ready to give herself. This is the reason why we marry in the first instance. And the most, I begin to repeat, I say it's the most unique thing in our marriage. When you get married, the day you get married, that they join you together as husband and wife, you go straight to the hotel or to your house. That night you have sex. You compliment yourself with sex. You congratulate yourself with sex. Why is sex? Because it is very important. Because that is the reason. Even when you are in the world, when you toast a woman, if you have to be sincere with yourself, it could be at the back of your mind that I'm going to marry this woman or I am looking for a wife. But the fact remains that the major importance of the thing, if you put it on ratio, the part of your mind will carry about 70% of it over sex. Sex carries your thought. If you have to divide it, 70% of your thought then was completely about sex. It's both woman and a woman. Now, when we get married, devil will come into this area and he begin to destroy our home. We begin to deny ourselves. Husband will go out there, commit sexual sin. Wife go out there, they become not trustworthy again. They don't trust themselves again. Lack of trust destroy home. And these are the reasons why it happens. When you reject your husband, when you reject your wife, you have already been destroying your home. That is why you see a man say, why do you deny? Why don't you allow yourself for me again? Have you been seeing another man outside? Even if it's a man too. When your wife touch you, say, I am tired. Your wife begin to think maybe she has somebody outside. That is not tiredness. You begin to think otherwise. Brothers and sisters,